What is going on, ladies? This is Marcia here with another episode of Women Behind the Weights. Today, I am meeting with Carrie from LadyStrong Fitness, Geneva. Carrie, how are you today?
I am doing wonderfully today. Thank you.
Good, good, good. So,
Welcome to the Women Behind the Weights podcast, where we empower and inspire women to lift both weights and their voices. Each week, we explore the incredible journeys of women who are breaking barriers in the fitness world and making their mark. Join us for insightful discussions, inspiring stories, and practical tips that you can apply in your own life. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just starting your fitness journey, there's something here for everyone. Tune in to discover the stories that will ignite your passion, uplift your spirit, and remind you that you are Lady Strong. Let's lift each other up, one conversation at a time.
I had an opportunity to get a chance to learn more about you through your bio. But for those that are tuning in today that may not know anything about you, please share your story. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am 43 years old, mom of four, been married 20 years. I was a teacher for 20 years, and I recently changed careers. So I am going back to college. I'm almost done. I'll be done in December to be a librarian. But while I'm going to grad school full time, I've also had to pick up I have three part-time jobs. So just a very busy person, always all over the place. I work at the public library. I'm a bartender and I work as a waitress at a new restaurant in St. Charles. So just a lot going on in my life.
That is a lot going on. I recalled reading in your bio, you had mentioned that I didn't know if I had the time or the money when joining Lady Strong Fitness. And here you are today, almost 8, 9 months later. How are you managing to find that time for yourself with three part-time jobs, a grad student? Like, please spill the tea.
Honestly, I just had to find what worked for me, and that was getting up really early and going to the 5 a.m. classes. That's usually what I do. I've been switching to the 6:30 on Wednesdays because I don't. That's my one day off, but I still get up and I still go. I'm at 6:30 in the morning. So I really appreciate having that 5 a.m. class. It's what works for me. I'm able to go.
And you're consistently working out. How often for the ladies that are listening in today?
I go 3 days a week, four if we get an extra class, and I have my 125th class tomorrow.
That
So
is amazing. You're not keeping track or anything by any means.
I totally am.
I love that. Okay. So I also read that you said that this is the first time I have ever been successful within my fitness and wellness journey. What makes this time different than others?
Honestly, I found my place. I love Lady Strong, and I know I've mentioned on social media, I'm pretty active on there, that it really changed my life, and I'm not even kidding. It's changed my life 100%. I've never been consistent with anything like this with fitness. I always was an excuse maker. There was always a reason why I couldn't, or I didn't feel good, or I was too busy. And honestly, I just feel like, first of all, it's the atmosphere, the level of support, the encouragement I get, the ladies I work out with, the coaches, just everything. And getting charged to not show up does help 100% for me. I need that.
I love that. I also read, and I'll be honest with you. This is the first time I always ask each guest to take the bio and tell a little bit about yourself. But out of all the guests I've had on the show, you were the most thorough. So it allows me to understand you a lot better when coming into these interviews. And there was one thing that I really liked that you had said is that I'm very intentional when it comes to my workouts and even outside of the gym. So let's talk more about that. Like your mindset. How has that changed?
Well, just in general, just hearing that over and over, I feel like Maggie and Caitlin, those are the coaches I mostly work with. They say that all the time in the gym is, each rep with intention. And I really take that to heart. And when do that, I just do things better and everything's better. And I've applied it to my own life, just everything with intention. When I go to eat something, it's an intentional eating. When I go to do something at work, when I'm taking an order, I'm being very intentional with how I'm reacting with people, that kind of thing. And it's just made my life better and more mindful. And I'm not making as many mistakes when I'm doing things. So I just feel like, yeah, I really take to heart the things they say.
Sure.
And then the other one that I took to heart is just, being just consistent, just with everything. And I don't know. I just feel like it's intention. Intention is everything to me. So
Why do you think you're intentional now versus before you joined Lady Strong Fitness?
I think because I didn't really have anything to act that way with. Like, I just feel like I don't know, I just feel like having them say that to me, I was like, I this can apply to everything I do, and
Sure.
I feel like everything was stressful. Like I said, I do all these things, I'm in all these jobs, everything's always stressful, and I just feel like I was letting that stress get to me, whereas when I think about being intentional, I'm like, "No, let's just take a step back, take
Yeah.
a deep breath, do this the right way,"
Yeah.
kind of.
It's just like a light bulb just went off and it just clicked.
Yes, it really did,
I really
honestly,
like
and
that.
it's been amazing, it's been just life-changing for me, like I said, I'm not even kidding when I say that.
Let's talk about the life changing because since you've joined, you've managed to lose 16.4 pounds, 4% body fat. That is
No,
incredible. Is it 20
honestly,
pounds?
I had my scan today, Marcy.
Okay.
I had a scan today because that was last month's scan. I have lost 22 pounds in a little over 9 months, and I have gone down 6.4% body fat. I've
Let's
maintained lean muscle.
go. That is
And
amazing.
the biggest for me, I had a lot of weight in my abdomen. I've gone down 6 levels of visceral fat. Like,
Wow.
that to me is like that I was really worried about that. I had metabolic syndrome before I started this.
For sure. I'm sure seeing those types of results, it just drives you even further and want you to, continue to just do better. At least that's what the way it is for me. Is that how you feel as well?
Absolutely. And it's, like, funny because I was just talking to Maggie about this, how when you first start losing weight, you lose weight fast, because you're bigger and, it's new. And then now, like, I've kind of gotten to, I was at like a stall before I joined Lady Strong. I was at a stall, and that's part of why I did it. I felt weak. I was at a stall. And now it's harder to lose the weight. It's harder to, maintain the muscle. But yeah, when I do and I have a good scan, it's great. But when I don't, with the help of my coaches, I've learned it's okay. We're not gonna make these great gains every single month. Just this month alone. Oh, here goes the tree again.
That's okay.
Just this month alone, I lost, I think it was 5.6 pounds in the 4 weeks.
That is crazy and
Yeah.
funny. I love that. Okay, so I cannot go without mentioning, and you and I talked about it briefly. This past weekend, we managed to do a throwdown in honor of our studio manager, Jess. And you were in the hybrid, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
stage. Yep, the hybrid stage. Shout out to your partner. You guys managed to get second place. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, with you being new to fitness, have you ever done anything like that prior to this past weekend?
No way, and I wouldn't have either. Like, honestly, I would not have had the confidence to do it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, it being a fundraiser, for Jess, I definitely was more like, "Alright, I'll do it." But no, I would have never had the confidence, nor would I have had the strength to do that. I mean, that was a lot of squatting.
For sure. I'll be honest with you, if I didn't know you and just observing you, I would have thought you've been doing this for years. Your form was great. I mean, truthfully speaking, like at the pace you were going at, your endurance was good. So it's like it was very inspiring to see as a spectator and an MC being there. So kudos to you, seriously, because
Thank
that's a
you.
huge accomplishment in itself. And I hope, and I really do. I'm gonna look back to see if we have video of you. And if so, I would like to play it so people can actually see like how you have progressed since you've joined Lady Strong Fitness, which is it's a huge accomplishment in itself.
Yes, it really is, and, like, I was also talking to Maggie about my first day. She even remembered what spot I was in, and I just remember being like, "I can't do this." I did it, but I was like, "This is so hard." I was struggling, and
Mhm.
honestly, I could not move for 3 days. I had used muscles I'd never used, but then I just kept going,
Yeah,
and it just kept getting easier and easier, and, I mean, it's never easy, but,
sure.
you just do it and you feel good and everything's good.
Let's talk about that because some people would have been like, "Screw this. I'm done. I'm going to quit." Why did you come back?
I had goals and I didn't wanna give up that quickly. Honestly, I was just like, "You know what?" I looked around. Honestly, Marcia, I looked around and I was like, "There's like a that woman has to be in her 60s. That woman has to be maybe even older." I was like, if they can do this, I can do this,
Mhm.
And I felt very inspired by the women around me who clearly were doing their best too. And I was like, hey, I can do this. If all these women are coming here and doing this, I can do this too.
100%. I
So I
think
kept going.
yeah, that is the best thing I like about our community is it's so diverse with different fitness levels, different ages. I mean, you might have a beginner next to you, you might have an advanced on the other side, you might have someone older, younger. Doesn't matter. Like there's no discrimination whatsoever. And like you said, it is really inspiring to see because I believe this might be a little bit off topic, but there was a member I recall. It was during a Caitlin Chaos on a Friday and it was a plank challenge, and I'll leave names disclosed, but there was a member who had to been at least in her 70s, and she crushed the plank challenge. I think she had over, like, a 3-minute plank hold. I'll be honest, I can't even do that.
Holy cow,
So
that's
to see
amazing.
that yeah, it's truly inspiring, so it's really nice, like, we all level each other up in some way, form, or fashion, so okay, before we end the episode, I always have a two-part question, and that two-part question is the first one is, if there's someone that's maybe hesitant about joining that's been following us, not too sure, like, what to do, like, what would be your advice for them? And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, someone that is a member that's maybe getting discouraged, defeated because they've hit a plateau, what would be your advice for them?
Okay, so I think that the person who's thinking about joining, I say just go for it, give it a try. Honestly, like I did, I was hemming and hawing. I think I had said on there was a video and it was like, maybe there won't be anybody who I fit in with. Maybe there won't be anyone my age. And I said, it made me cry because that's how I felt when I saw Lady Strong. I kept seeing it and I was like, oh, maybe I should join. Maybe I shouldn't just go. Honestly, like I don't know how my life would be right now if I wouldn't have done it, if I wouldn't have just taken the plunge. And I don't think anyone will regret it at all.
I love that.
So I say just do it. And then for those people who are part of Lady Strong and are kind of at that standstill, I say like use the women around you because I feel like there are such encouraging women within our group fitness classes. And I know we're all busy and especially like 5 a.m., everyone's tired. But if I was in that rut, I would talk to any of the girls that I work out with. They're so encouraging. We've got Allie in the 5 a.m. with woo, she's always telling everyone, let's go. So I just feel like just talk it through. The coaches are amazing. Jess is amazing. Like you have a lot of people that you can kind of talk through this with. I know nobody's a therapist or anything, but sometimes you just need those people who kind of live it with you and are in it with you and
I
can understand it.
I completely agree with you. That's really good advice. Thank you so much, Carrie. Ladies, thank you for tuning in of another episode of Women Behind the Weights. Carrie, it was a pleasure getting a chance to get to learn more about you and your story. So thank you so much for being on today. With that being said, ladies, take care, have an amazing day, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Women Behind the Weights podcast. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from today's episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more women like you. Don't forget to connect with us on social media for behind-the-scenes content and to join our growing community. Remember, we're all in this together, and every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Until next time, keep lifting those weights and your voices. You've got this.